Hi guys, in this video, what's next for these few pages is pretty standard, pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to go over what is expected in these next pages and how to do them. If we look at the different ways to show addition page, which I'm on right now, that is page 11 in your packet. If we look at number 2, you can solve this by using a tens and ones chart, like I did in the last video and like you should be familiar with. If we look at number 3 here, you can combine the 20 and the 8 to make 28, and the 40 and the 2 to make 42, and then add using a tens and ones chart as well. Okay, so we're going to look at the next page. There's different ways that you guys could do this, that you guys could solve. So I didn't really see a point in me going over my way because several of you could come up with different ways. If you look at the example, we have 29 plus 20. They're breaking it down into different groups of 10 and then adding on ones. As long as you have the correct answer here in some form of number knowledge in these blanks, I think you'll be fine. So that's page 12. And then now we're looking at the next page 13 that is the same as page 12. Use the same strategies there. Now we're looking at subtracting by regrouping, which is page 14. It says, circle all the problems where you can regroup a 10 to help subtract, then solve the circle problem. So what you're having to do here is look at the ones column and look and see if the bottom one is bigger than the top one. If it is, you're going to have to circle it and then you're going to have to solve it. So is 5 bigger than 8? No. Is 5 bigger than 7? No. Is 9 bigger than 3? Yes. So you're going to have to circle that and solve it because in this problem, you're going to have to regroup in your tens space right here and solve for the ones. So that's how you're going to do subtracting by regrouping on page number 14. All right, let's look at strategies to find a missing addend. In the previous video, I solved missing addends by subtracting, taking the biggest number and subtracting the smallest and finding the difference, which will be this blank in the middle. You can do it that way, or you can count up by tens and then count up by ones and see how many tens and ones you need to get to the bigger number. And that is on page 15 and 16. All right. Finding the value of 3-digit numbers, that is just breaking down the hundreds, the tens, and ones, and then bringing them all together to figure out what the final answer is. That is on page 17. And on page 17, they even give you the answers. So you can just fill in the blanks and cross them out as you go. On page 18, you're writing 3-digit numbers. You're looking at the written form and writing them only using digits. And then we break it down into numbers and then writing them only using digits. Writing 3-digit numbers continues on to page 19. And then we're going to compare. So ways to compare 3-digit numbers, you can compare them using a less than symbol or a greater than symbol. So you're going to have to flip these. So if we look at this, I would have 250 and 200. Which is the smallest of the number, which we're going to point out and make fun of? We have 200 is the smallest one. Then we have 250. We want to eat the biggest number. But here, this is the greater than sign. We've got to turn that around. We want to eat the biggest number and point out the smallest one. So you're going to have to figure out which one's bigger, which one's smaller, and the way that the symbols are pointing, okay? All right, thank you so much for listening. We finished this video on page 20, okay? Thank you again.